This is the Steve Gruber Show.
And let's step right into it live from the shadow of Detroit here in the heart of America, kicking off another brand new broadcast. Excellent day here at the Steve Gruber Show, fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom. It's what we do every day. We fight for you. Lots of work to do today, so let's get right to it. Here are three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, President Trump saying again in the Oval Office Monday that he is willing to meet with Venezuela's dictator to discuss an end to the drug cartels and the killing of drug runners. It may be a big first step. Number two, the judge of the James Comey case says federal prosecutors must turn over the grand jury records in the case. We'll see if that happens or if the government files an immediate appeal. I'd guess on the latter. And number three, just like I told you yesterday, this whole Democrat narrative trying to slime President Trump with the disgraced pedophile and child trafficker Jeffrey Epstein is once again falling apart in spectacular fashion. In fact, yesterday, House Republicans released a memo detailing all the ways the Democrats have schemed to make this another Get Trump scam. We already know the Democrats selectively leaked 3 emails out of the roughly 23,000 documents handed over by the Epstein estate recently, making redactions that confuse the American public, like taking out the name of Virginia Giuffre and her accusations against Prince Andrew and others. Republicans are also accusing Democrats in the memo of leaking pages of Epstein's infamous birthday book that include Trump, but not publishing messages written by Bill Clinton and other high-profile individuals at the same time, refusing to help bring in the Clintons for questioning by the Oversight Committee, both of whom have been issued subpoenas. As a reminder, the House will vote today on releasing the rest of the DOJ's files on Epstein, and on Sunday, Trump encouraged House Republicans to vote for the release, arguing that we just need to get over this and done with it so we can move on. We'll keep our eyes on this development, but today I want to make it crystal clear what it means to be a conservative in America, at least for me. I don't need the left to put words in my mouth, and I certainly don't need rhinos to speak for me. So I'm going to give you a list of what I believe. Number one, I believe America should never depend on another nation for energy, protection, or basic supply and demand needs. We're strongest when we build, produce, and protect things right here in the USA. I call this America First, of course. I like what I'm seeing on the front as a result of the Trump administration. And Energy Secretary Chris Wright says it's because of Donald Trump and he doesn't deserve special interests. Listen to this.
100% of Americans are better off when energy prices are lower. 1% of Americans produce oil and gas. So they're better off if oil and gas prices are higher, but the other 99% are better off when they're lower. That's what makes people's lives better. That's what makes our industry more competitive. That's what makes our military able to train more and be more lethal. So President Trump has a very simple difference in his agenda. He's not like, well, his constituency is this industry and that industry and these NGOs and this group. He's worried about appeasing all of them. He doesn't even think that way. He is one constituency, the American people. That's it.
I believe, like the Secretary of Energy there, I believe America must put itself first, always. We cannot pour from an empty cup. Our country should prioritize our own people and citizens before trying to save the world. Vice President J.D. Vance comes from the Appalachian region of our nation, where rates of unemployment, poverty, and disease of despair like suicide and overdose are higher than the rest of the country. Household income, educational achievement, lower than the rest of the country. He understands better than most why the average American is frankly pissed off. Here he is.
You want to talk about people being pissed off. Well, yeah, people are pissed off when they don't have good jobs. And people are pissed off when things disappear and move overseas. And people are pissed off when they feel like, other countries are being prioritized over the United States of America. And all of that is part of the populist resentment of the past 20 or 30 years in American politics. There are a lot of people who grew up in families like mine who haven't had an easy life and who haven't had all this economic opportunity and who haven't had, a person that they've fallen in love with and they've been able to sort of build a stable, nice family like me and Usha have been able to build. And that gives me a sense of purpose because I want those people to have the same opportunities that I've had. But it also gives me a great sense of anger because we never should have gotten to the point that we are today. And the reason that we have is because of failed leadership, and it's failed leadership over generations.
He's right about that failed leadership over generations. Number 3, I believe America should stay out of endless foreign wars. We're not the world's sugar daddy or their ammo dump, and we shouldn't act like it. Number 4, in that same breath, I believe no foreign aid should be given until every veteran, every single veteran here at home, is taken care of first. Number 5, speaking for foreigners, I believe immigrants make America stronger. I do, when they come legally. If your first act in this country is breaking the law, you aren't an upstanding citizen. Period. Number 6, the left wants you to believe that I hate people who don't believe like I do, that I'm homophobic and a bigot. But let me say this, you can marry who you want. I may not agree with your lifestyle, but your life is not mine to judge. I leave that to a much higher power. That being said, I am a Christian and suggest everyone read and follow God's word. The Bible is the best-selling book in history for a reason. In fact, several reasons. Of course, my belief in God informs my worldview. If you're a Christian, it should do the same for you. Which leads me to this. Number 7, I do believe that men are men and women are women. Surgery or hormones do not change that. I'm sorry. Men should use the men's room and women should use the women's room. Pretty simple stuff. It's really not that hard, and it should not be controversial. This shouldn't be some radical opinion, but apparently it's become that. Just watch how this town hall audience reacts in California when a woman named Tish Hyman, a lesbian, black woman who produces music, tells her story about being assaulted in a women's locker room by a man who identified as a woman. The experience has lit a fire under her, and here she's asking California Senator Scott Wiener to protect women under his leadership. Listen.
Are you going to protect women? Not trans women? Women. Trans women are different things. Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted.
Women are women.
I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by men. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm black. So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room.
Let's let him answer the question.
I'm just telling you, since y'all want to woo.
No, just let's.
Now I'm done. And by the way, I respect what you have done. I just want to let you know that. I know.
Let's give the senator the opportunity.
I'm done.
I appreciate your point of view.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry that you were
Multiple times.
And I appreciate you talking about it. I think we need to protect the safety of all women. And that obviously that's incredibly important. And I also know that trans women are also brutalized in this country. So women and cisgender women are brutalized in this country.
Word salad.
We have to protect safety.
A complete non-answer from the senator. He has long advocated for the inclusion of men and women's spaces, and he's not budging. Even if he pretends to act civil towards Tish, he's sticking to his propaganda. We'll have more about what I believe after this on the Steve Gruber Show. All right, picking up where we left off. California could be too far gone to the left to be saved. But most Americans recognize the insanity of pretending that men are women. We do need to protect women like Tish, who we saw before the break, who say it out loud. We do. We need to protect people like her. Let's continue with the list. Number 8. I believe schools are for education, not indoctrination. Kids should learn math, history, reading, and science, not political propaganda from anyone. They should not be taught that they were born in the wrong body or pushed into gender delusion. Part of the solution will be taking the responsibility of education away from the government, giving it back to the states, and more importantly, to the parents. The latest National Assessment of Educational Progress and the report card results, they paint a grim picture of American education, showing that student performance in reading, science, math has reached all-time lows, with no meaningful recovery since the COVID-19 pandemic. None. In 2024, listen to this. Nearly 70% of 4th and 8th graders scored at or below basic in reading, the highest rate of struggling readers ever recorded, while scores in both reading and math dropped significantly from pre-pandemic levels. And it gets worse, if you can believe it. Among high school seniors, nearly 80% are not proficient in math. 2/3 are not proficient in reading, with average scores in both subjects hitting the lowest marks ever Eighth grade science scores have also declined sharply since 2019. Despite the federal government spending more than $3 trillion on K-12 education since the Department of Education was created by Jimmy Carter in 1979, achievement gaps are widening and performance continues to fall. Now, look at Deep Blue, Massachusetts. They told the feds to shove it in 1993. They implemented tough state standards, real accountability, and local control, and boom, they rocketed to #1 in the nation on the NAEP, with fourth grade reading jumping to 2 full grade levels in under a decade, while the rest of the country flatlined under federal help. Texas and Florida boast similar stories when it comes to school choice, while D.C. and Chicago have seen no progress despite flushing $20,000 per kid or more down the toilet every single year. It's not just about getting our reading and math scores up. We need education that instills pride and patriotism into our kids again. Here's how the former director of Oklahoma's Department of Education put it quite bluntly. Listen.
We want good teachers in the classroom, right? We want teachers that are passionate about math, history, and science. And folks, we're passionate about wanting people that love American history, that love America, that understand that one of the critical roles of our schools was, yes, get you good at academics, yes, make sure that you can get a job with your God-given talents, but also to create American citizens who will continue this great dream that is America. Benjamin Franklin said it's a republic if you can keep it. Yes. And folks, we have to fight to keep it. We have to continue to allow the next generation to know, as Aaron pointed out, the gift that you've been born into is a tremendous blessing from God. But this country will not continue to be that blessing if we let it fall from our grasp.
If you can keep it. If we can fight for schools like that, then I think it will help my next point, which is this, number 9. I believe America is in a mental health crisis. I mean, look around. Mental health care is real. It matters. And it desperately needs to be addressed. This will take the work of community, religion, health, and a thriving economy, and a government that actually cares about citizens, not just political posturing. You want to stop school shootings? Address the mental health crisis immediately. Don't take my guns. I'm not a threat to anyone. And number 10, I believe guns are not the problem. People are. Gun control infringes on constitutional rights, but I also believe in common sense. Background checks are necessary to keep firearms out of the hands of the mentally ill and the unstable and the dangerous. We've already tried the experiment of gun control here at home. D.C. and Chicago both tried to ban all guns in the last century, and each time their murder rates went up. Crime expert Dr. John Lott has studied this extensively. He says it's the same overseas. Here he is.
There are countries where they've had the rule for the whole country that have seen increases in murder rates. There are island nations that have tried to do that, from Jamaica to the Solomon Islands to, Republic of Ireland to the UK. And yet every single time that either all guns or all handguns have been banned, murder rates have gone up. You would think if on net guns are bad, as they want to go and claim, it should be easy to point to lots of places where you've banned guns and murder rates have gone down. And yet now, just out of randomness, you think once or twice when they banned guns, it would go down or at least stay the same. And yet you can't even.
And yet you can't find that. We've tried this before. It doesn't work. A responsibly armed society is a safe one. I am a conservative because I believe in faith, family, freedom, and personal responsibility. The last one, they're really important. For example, having a gun is not just my right. It is a huge responsibility, one that I take seriously. I don't want a government that controls every aspect of my life. I want a government that protects our rights, secures our border, defends our freedoms, and then gets out of the way. We're strongest when Americans take care of America first, when families are supported, our veterans are honored, and when our children are taught the truth, not propaganda. I love this country. I believe it is worth fighting for. God bless America. At Longevity Wellness, it's more than a product, it's a promise. A promise to create clean, renal-friendly, inflammation-conscious nutrition that supports your whole family. The nutritional shake mix is packed with the essentials your body needs, from protein and collagen to omega-3s and colostrum, designed to keep you moving, thinking, in feeling your best. This is nutrition you can trust. From their family to yours, we use it every day in this household. All you have to do to find out more is go to longevitywellness.co/Gruber. Take the first step toward living stronger and longer. Use the promo code Gruber10 for 10% off your order today. That's longevity.co/Gruber. 10% off using promo code Gruber. You're going to love this product. 8 to 80 and all points in between or beyond. You're going to love it. I promise you that. Support the people that support this program to make it possible every single day. They're great products. Believe me. I'll be right back.